Hey guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I wanted to do a quick video here for anyone who happens to come across it. And just know that if you come across this video, it's for a good reason. There are no hashtags that are going to be attached to this one. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. In a world when it seems like everything's kind of going chaotic at this point, I think it's safe to say when it comes to self, be that one who chooses to bet on self. Just go with the notion of I bet on me. What do I mean by that? You know, you see there's such an influx in terms of price inflation when it comes to the cost of just simply being able to exist. Whether it's with buying food, clothes, having a roof over your head, things of that nature. The very ones you wouldn't even expect are finding themselves in the toughest of predicaments because of the condition that we are in on a global scale, not just in regards to the U.S., but globally as well. I think that says a lot. At the same time, you're finding it that a lot of people are having a bit of a hard time when it comes to, you know, building some traction when it comes to getting back into the workforce, as an example, or, you know, being able to find things that can allow them to move further up the ladder without having to hit that ceiling. Like the glass ceiling, as an example. So with all that being said, you have to wonder, why is all of this coming about? Why is it so difficult for people to just still be able to self-sustain as they once was able to years ago? I think it speaks volumes within itself. Also, when you take into consideration that a lot of people, especially with the latter generations, when we're talking about, let's say, Gen X downward, you find that a lot of people are starting to take the initiative in starting their own establishments up, starting their own businesses, and that's for a key reason. And I think it has a lot to do with what's all taking form, or what it has been taking form for the past several years. You know, you see it all over the place, whether it's online, under the social media platforms, or if it's just simply doing a web search, where there's now people giving great information on how to start your own business. It's a beautiful thing to witness, but again, you just have to wonder, why? In doing so, with all of that, I would say if you're going to do it for self. Again, when it all boils down, you have to be that one to say, you know what, I will bet on me. Because at the end of the day, as I mentioned before, you know, when it's all said and done, you are the only one that's truly running this thing when it comes to this meat suit. And of course, you can't do that without the help of God and, of course, the spiritual space, the spiritual team. But when it comes to the physical side of things, you are the one that's running this thing. So with that being said, you know, if someone had to ask me, especially where my mindset is at now compared to where it was maybe a few years ago, granted, I was very confident in terms of myself, and as far as my background, as far as when it came down to my academia, when it came down to my work ethic, you name it, I was very confident, spot on. But compared to where I am now, as far as the mental side of it, I would say, baby, if I had to put all my bets in, it's definitely going to be on me all day, every day. And I would encourage you guys to have the same thought process when it comes to self. Just know that no one else is going to be able to back you. No one else is going to be able to truly root you on as strong as anything else but you. So you have to be your own personal cheerleader when it's all said and done. And find ways in doing so. You know, find ways to kind of keep yourself like mentally stable and focused and not skipping a beat. Find ways to kind of block out the negativity when it comes to those you work alongside with, when it comes to those who you actually live in the same household with, who seem to be the negative Nancy's in this faith. Find ways to keep that out of your own thought process and, you know, more of that notion of protecting your peace. Find ways to continue to maintain that going forward. And again, like I mentioned to you guys in the previous video, the world is your oyster. When you start to develop that type of mindset, truly focus on the betterment of self, it's a whole new world. Hands down, it's a whole new world. And that is all for this quick video. So I would hope that others, whoever may come across this video, that you'll start doing the same. Focus on bettering self. Skip the other nonsense because it's non-existent. It doesn't have anything to pertain to you, and it shouldn't be a care of yours. Truly focus on what needs to be done to better you in your scenario at the time. And again, go into it with that mindset that, baby, if anything else, I'm putting all bets in on me, myself, and I. And that is all for this quick video. Now y'all probably think like, oh, she said that kind of saucy, but it's the truth. It's the complete truth. And I think the more that people start to develop that mindset, the better off you'll be. Honestly, the better off you will be on a global scale. I honestly think that. When you stop caring about what others are doing and going through in terms of their day-to-day, let's talk about it. So when you think about the celebrities, right? You see all the stuff that they do online. I think, didn't they just have the BET Awards recently? Right? So they have all these awards and people are looking like, oh, look at what they wore to the awards. Look at who's performing, and this, what's this one girl? Sexy Red and her hood shenanigans and antics with throwing up money and, you know, all that stuff. Do what works best for you. But people are so consumed with that. But in what way, how is that contributing to the betterment of yourself? How is that actually helping you in terms of your own scenario? It's not. If anything, as I mentioned in one of my older videos, what we are actually doing without realizing it, you're putting that energy that is coming from yourself, right? Instead of harnessing it for self and the betterment of self, you're putting that energy into someone else, which is what in turn is allowing them to become as popular as we see them to be in the public eye. Just imagine if you were to take that energy. Let's start there. Let's say you took that energy, right, and you turned it where it was more focused on self and the things that you need to get through in terms of your day-to-day. And you didn't put as much energy and focus and attention, however you want to name it, you didn't put all that into those individuals. Do you think they would even be as popular as they are now? Think about it. People don't slow down. They don't pay close attention, as I say in my videos. Slow up. Pay close attention. You'll realize some of the very things that you do in your day-to-day, very things that you're so consumed and so focused on obtaining in your day-to-day as far as material items, right, are things that really don't hold much value. And yet we do this on a continuous basis because this is how we are conditioned. And by us being so focused on getting through our day-to-day in such a quick manner, we don't slow down to realize how we're going about orchestrating where our energy goes. What's that saying? Energy goes where energy flows. I think that's the saying. Think about that. I say all that to say, you guys, make it a key focus, truly focus on self, and you'll start to see a shift like no other in a good way. Trust me when I tell you this. And as always, I'm sending you guys off with love and light, and I will see you in the next video. Be blessed.